Wagwan YouTube! Yeah, welcome to the Mighty Crown official YouTube interview series. Today I'm going to Kingston, Jamaica again. Yeah, people, today I'm interviewing the biggest artist in the dancehall world. Numerous international hits have put dancehall in a global scale. The humblest brother that I know in the industry. Welcome, people, Sean Paul. Boop, boop, boop.
Yo. Go on, 78.
What's good, brother? Give thanks,
good, man.
Give thanks for having this interview. A lot of,
Thanks for the
Japan and the whole world excited about this interview, and we're definitely gonna be talking about the latest album, Live and Livin.
Live and Livin. Konnichiwa, Japan, respect.
Let's go. But before we start talk about the interview, may I have a couple questions that normal fans might want to know, and I would love to know too. So my first question is, when is the first time you touched the mic? Do you remember, like, what age?
Funny. Cause usually I'm gonna tell this story, but it wasn't really a touching mic thing. But I'm gonna tell you what. I was about 5-year-old and I went to a school barbecue with my mother and my father, and I lost them. And like some disco music was playing, and because I was looking for them and couldn't find them, I started bawl. Yeah, cry. But the feeling that I had at that time, I never really know what it was. Hearing my voice over the rhythm. Sing my bed. I'm like, what a feeling there. And it's funny because I didn't really take it as I thought it was just because I'm lose my mom and my father in other place, so I didn't see them. And honest to God, something like I grew up, and then I went, my aunt have a sound system named Sparkles Disco. So me at 10 and 12 years old used to lift the box them and set up the bar before people come to the party, because she used to have them at my house.
Okay.
I mean, so I kind of involved in that from a time, and then a little later on now, I start write rhymes at about 15 to 17 years old. And honest to God, the first time I went, now the teacher them used to hear me on a beat on the desk at the little private school named Hillel, and they was like, yo, you know what, you do this too much, so we're gonna make you do the school play, we want you to do the song for the school play.
See.
So the first time I ever hear myself on the mic was I go check my brother named Amos. Amos used to be one of the apprentice DJ them, a DJ for Leju sound system. So when Leju never have no full playouts or nothing like that, when it was like kind of off season for them, they used to keep a lot of records in his house, and him have 2 turntables them and a mixer. So I went to his house to do that school play song. And when I hear myself on the mic, I said, I know the feeling there. Never really understood or remembered what it was until a couple times later. I'm gonna start saying, yo, it's the same feeling. So yeah, it's a long explanation, but to tell you the truth, it's like it was a calming from when I was crying as a kid. Like you hear yourself with the rhythm in the background and you hear your own voice and it just give you a vibe. So the first time I'm gonna do this thing now, that I was probably 17-year-old, like for the demos.
See.
You know what I mean? And it's my brother who was with Leju sound system, and we was doing a song for the school play, and it named you think that love is a game of musical chairs. When the music stops out, someone drops and you don't care. Hey yo, love for you is a game of musical chairs. So it's more like a rap. It was more like a rap, but yeah, I just did I do my thing, and people love it, you know what I mean? And from there I got more enthused and start doing more and more writing and demos, and yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
How did you get the name Sean Paul?
It's my first and my middle name, you know, Sammy. My mom's, she didn't want enough youth, so she named me Sean Paul Ryan Francis Enriquez.
Okay.
And Francis is her first name.
Yeah.
She gave him 5 names. And my brother named Jason, Nicholas, St. Patrick, and Enriquez. So enough name we have, only 2 away, but it's like she didn't want a bag of kids. So she just gave us all the names, you know what I mean?
See.
So really my first name is Sean-Paul, to tell the real truth.
Okay. How did you get your slogan? Dutty Yeah.
Yeah, being in the crew, Dutty Cup Crew, now big up to Daddy Gun, RIP to him, respect due to him family. He was the one that started Dutty Cup Crew, let me in the group, and then we started to fire with other people like Kid Corrupt, and people like, you know, Lugaman, Master Kid, and Mr. Chicken.
See.
And yeah, the group was called Dutty Cup Crew from Daddy Gun. He was the man that was freestyling at one point and said, like the Dutty Cup, I make we burn down group. And like the Dutty Cup means, he was talking about a chalice, a cup, you know what I mean, smoking. So that's where the whole of us kind of enjoyed smoking and, you know, taking part in the herbs. And we also love to DJ, so we became the Dutty Cup Crew. Okay. And one day in the middle of doing some dubs, we just said, Dutty Yeah. And next time we said, Dutty Muckily. And that became Kid Corrupt moniker, you know what I mean, Dutty Muckily. But me, leave it to the Dutty Yeah. Was one of the first couple of them for Syndicate or Copper Shot sound, you know.
See.
But it's just something that come out, you know what I mean? We like with most of the lyrics them, with hot tunes and great artists more time, it's just like a vibe and you just say it and it just sound right and it just stick, you know what I mean?
Okay. I see. So Kid Corrupt was in the crew as well?
Yeah, man, Kid Corrupt was in Dutty Cup Crew for a good while. I'm telling you, it started out with Daddy Gun and Jimmy Cliff's son, a youth named Deanie, right? Okay. And also an ex-brother we might know from Junior Gang named David Cole, who's Skill Cole's son. Okay. So David Cole is the engineer for Junior Gang right now. And they had a little group, you know what I mean? And when they heard him freestyling about like the Dutty Cup, they call it Dutty Cup Crew. So after about a good summer, Deanie was a rapper. Deanie, this is Thing their son, Jimmy Cliff's son, and I'm kind of get disinterested in the group thing, and he came out of the group, and David Cole started to want to produce more, so I went to production. Okay. And so that guy did just have the name Dutty Cup, and around where he lived at Sandy Park, where Mr. Chicken lived, that was where a lot of people just started out to call themselves Dutty Cup Crew, and it was like a gang thing. See. And then when he met me at the studio now, he said, yo, at the crew, Dutty Cup Crew and thing, and it just became something that we was putting in the records as saying it, you know what I mean? See. After a little while, Kid Corrupt was a DJ who was DJing around Danu at the time. And it had a big tune. And then after a little while, I think we just kind of was going to the same studio, Jeremy had in studio a lot. And we just start being known as the Dutty Cup Crew. You know what I mean? So yeah, so a little time after that now, Chicken and RIP to my virgin dog and people like Luga and Massive forwarding and about 1998 we got on Sumfest. Well, I got on Sumfest. I mean, so I go carry them on. It's me plus them, and then Daddy Gun did kind of want to do some more conscious tune or Rasta tune, and he left the group. Even though he started the group and originated the group, but by that time I just became the most famous one, and the moniker like they just stick with me, you know. Okay.
Some say you have pick up like Super Cat style and absorb it in your style. How influential was Super Cat, and who else did you get influenced by?
Yeah, Super Cat and my father in the business, simply being that, you know, when I used to go to Woolman School and we used to beat on the desk and sing, everybody used to throw into lyrics, and even if I was trying to DJ a Shabarangs tune, people would point by me and say, yo, you sound like Cat, but so it was always a connection, and I mean, every time I heard a Cat tune, I always gravitate to it. It's my favorite tune from the rhythm, and you know, quickly start love the style. You know what I mean? Also, I can tell you, say, Major Worries was a big influence for me at first.
Major Worries.
Yeah, a great DJ. You know what I mean? Very sorry that he passed, but can't imagine what it would have been like, because I think his style was way futuristic for the time.
See?
The way he was flipping rhymes and the way he was spitting on these things. So him was one of the ones to me. And then you can see in the lineage, a lot of people can, if they know the music, you can see that Shabba kind of takes certain direction from Major Worries songs. So Major Worries, Shabba Ranks, Super Cat for me was like the first, and Papa San was the first set of DJ them where I was like, yo, them man are bad. You know what I mean? I can't say Tiger and Admiral Bailey too at the time was doing a lot of hits. But those four that I mentioned before really kind of when me a spit is like for them flow me up being a pre, you know what I mean? That's what me emulate.
Okay. You're from Uptown? Kingston?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, man. Uptown. That's St. Andrew.
Okay. This is, I think, is like, to me, is like the realest talk since I was been in, like, you know, from the 90s, I've been in the streets of Jamaica and watching you, like, you know, going from locally to global stage. In Jamaica, especially in the streets, you know, people was giving it to you like, yo, Sean Paul, this and that, I'm not going with nothing and him not this and... But now, like, watching it, you basically just shut them down.
Respect, bro. You know, you always have people hate if you do certain things that are great. Reason being, there's like kind of jealousy and them thing. But you know what? Those things kind of make me to give me the pressure to become the diamond that I am, and I mean the dirty rock.
See.
So it's like, I mean, we're the stigma was that Uptown people can't really DJ proper, or because them don't live that lifestyle.
See.
And it's not really something for them. That is a true thing, honestly, in terms of when your parents, like first, if you ever try listen, you know, you listen to music there, you go out and you have friends in certain community where we're giving you a certain cassette and these things, listening Metro Media and Silver Arc and all these things. Your moms, especially my mom's, kind of like, yo, I don't want you going to that something there, you know what I mean? Because it's seen as like, boy, a waste of time then almost. Because it's not, remember, so Bob Marley music was the pinnacle of what we do. And then this thing was known as some slackness music and Boogo Yaga thing them say and these things, you know what I mean? Enough elders used to give it to people like Major Worries and Shabba just to talk the thing that them talk and say slackness, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But basically they're telling stories, you know? So I love the stories and I gravitate towards this music greatly because my friends talk in this manner, you know what I mean, with the patois. And so yeah, after a while it's just like you start to express yourself that way. So, you know, as I say, at first a lot of people that come from Uptown will be like, what are you doing, bro? You know? And people from like more inner city area would be like, you can't DJ, I'm not bad like this, I'm not bad like that. You know what I mean? So cause really they want to hear the authentic sound, but me love the music so much that I mean I felt the authenticity. You know, I know the history of the music and I know the right rhythm them. I know the style them that kind of, as I said, which me and my friend them say bad like the Major Worries and the Papa San them, and so I incorporate all that and I learn from the greats, you know, bro. And I think that along with, you know, a lot of hard work and putting in the vibes kind of bring me to where I am, you know what I mean? And I never really watch what people say, for real. For real.
Real talk. Yeah, so let's talk about the album.
Yeah.
I realized that Live and Livin,
yeah.
Is coming from your label this time, Dutty.
Yes, bro. Yeah, man. Dutty Rock
Production. Yeah.
I've been producing for a while. Like on my first album, I had a one tune that was produced by myself. My third album, I had a next tune the fourth album, yeah, Imperial Blaze. I had something that I produced by myself as well. And then about 2009, I started to get more and more into trying to produce other artists. So I have a rhythm named Blaze Fire, I have a next one named Material. And then I take a little hiatus and was from the producing and doing a lot of touring as the artist. And then did some more in 2015, the rhythm called Full Speed. And then from about 2017, I set up and start put out regular rhythms like Rope Rhythm, Gang Gang Rhythm, Callaloo Rhythm, No Caption Rhythm, and Swiss Cheese Rhythm being the last one what we just did early in this year, yeah. You know what I mean? And we also during that time put out an album for Ching Ching. Some of our productions is on it, but also other productions like Jordan and thing. And I started realize that, you know, that venture kind of make me know say, yo, if me can help Ching Ching for put out an album, and you know I'm proud of him. Him streamed about 12 million so far, which is a lot. I don't think enough dancehall artists reach 12 mil. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was with we taking him on tour and kind of showing him to certain masses that kind of, you know, him open for the show for me, and then I bring him on back on stage and do certain things. That was for about 3 years we did that, and just make people know him and put out the album and it go on, and then it proved to me that, yo, you can do it with your own work and do like more authentic stuff. Over the years, I've been doing stuff with Atlantic Records and now Island Records, and all the step outs I do with people like Sia and all these people. They're more happy-oriented songs in terms of international appeal type vibes. Yeah. But my stage one and a lot of Dutty Rock album, I would say all of Dutty Rock album was really hardcore production from Tony Kelly, Sly and Robbie, you know, Jeremy Harding, people like Flabba and people like you know, Triton back in them days. So I kind of miss that vibe, you know what I mean? Yeah. There's 2 albums this year though. So the second album that I have coming out is called Scorcher, and that would I say more of the poppy approach, but I still have some dancehall, some real dancehall on it. But as I said, my palette now, my taste right now is just getting back to wanting doing more of the root of the dancehall, especially when doing songs like Bossy. And you see a simple, nice dancehall rhythm and it busts the world. Yeah. You know what I mean? So we kind of feel like the world I miss that vibe there. And yeah, going with it, you know?
I see. So the albums like before was like, so you signed contract with Atlantic, you said, right? And Island Records.
Yeah.
So but I know how hard it is to, you know, put out the album.
Yeah, bro.
Now this album, no, Live and Livin', what's the whole concept of the album? What I know is like it's only strictly dancehall music.
Yeah, man. You know, a lot of people kind of have the vibe that dancehall not going nowhere, or kind of the genre itself kind of dead out, and even not for the elders in the biz kind of say, true what the youth them a do, them kind of take it to the trap side of the dancehall, and it's kind of like it don't exist no more. But me, not only people in the genre, but people outside, like music execs and thing, when we talk to them, they express that, you know what I mean? And to me, it's been living way before they even knew about it, you know what I mean? Back in 1984 and 81, them time when me a little youth, Michigan and Smiley and them G there, you know what I mean? Doing tunes where that was definitely dancer, and it's like I'm living from them time to now. So it's also a kind of a reminder that we are alive and living in this pandemic, you know what I mean? The fact that we're here, we have to give thanks for it. So also the pandemic just gave me an opportunity to go in with the artists that I've been wanting to do this type of work with for a long time. You know what I mean? Yeah.
You have like basically all of the bad artists on this album, like peer collabos. Maybe the only artist you're missing is maybe like Cartel.
Yeah, true.
You have everybody else.
People like that also, Tommy Lee, Nathan Deere, and these things. Tell the honest truth, the album kind of fall into place in the last 5 months because I never was planning to put out an album. What I was planning to do was put out a few singles throughout the year. But through the pandemic and thing last year, I never did nothing. For about 5 months, I stopped everything. And then I started coming out back on Michelle now and go to the studio and put together back some work. So like I was going to release the Bujo, and then a few months later release the tune with Serrani. And then a few months later the tune with Boom, with Busy. But I just decided to say, yo, this work too, it's bad, and why not put it together on one thing? You know what I mean? And the contract that I have with Island Records kind of allows me to produce my own work and keep up the dancehall, what you can say, the fast pace that dancehall artists usually do their thing at. So more time when you sign, sometimes bigger labels don't want you to do that. But I see independent artists doing it a lot and really getting some, them have public appeal right now. So I want to kind of get involved with that and kind of, compete with the pace right now. So I have the music. It's a pandemic. I feel people need the music. So 2 albums this year, Live and Living. This one is more hardcore dancehall. Features only the G them in a dancer, and then the next one now more poppy oriented, and it features some of the female artists them from dancehall. So reason being I'm a Live and Living Scorcher, so I put out an album called Live and Living and the next album called Scorcher.
Okay. When is the next album supposed to come out?
That album coming out May, end of May.
Oh, that's
yeah, pretty close, right? But as I said, the fast pace, I think nowadays, just so it go. It's not to say that the music is watering down, because I still have my standard in music, but I'm just adding to the repertoire now, you know what I mean? In terms of, I have fans that maybe just know me from the Sia song. Because young fans, 5-6 year old, they know the Sia song, and them it's 5 years later now, so they're 10 years old. And them checking out my career and checking out She Doesn't Mind and back to Give Me the Light. And so I'm realizing that once I have this platform, I can just put out music and they, whether it become a hit song now or a hit album now, the people who really following is the people who going to hear them song there. And that is all I really want, or all I really need, the people them who are real to me. So, I know say you're going to build. That is one thing about it as well. It's going to take time to build, and I'm willing, you know what I mean? We have the time basically, not touring, so we'll do it.
What's like the difference that when you're recording like with the dancehall artists and the international artists?
To me, no much different, bad artists are bad artists. Like when me call Skillbang and say I massacre them, and you hear the track and you see them and scratch them chin, it looks same way like when, me and Buster do work, or even just me and writers who write songs like Calling on Me or whatever. Bad artist is bad artist, man. It just depends on the language and thing that you speak. You have people like Ching where we build lyrics in a different way. Like film thought process is different. And when you recognize that, it's only great to kind of record them people, you know what I mean? People like Sasko, they on the album with me and my father. Wicked, you know what I mean? Yeah, me and my father sit and write the tune together, and and then after that Sasko wrote theme part, but it's a vibe, you know what I mean? What is kind of weird or different, I should say, is that enough of these artists never really work on the same album, or sometimes they not even want to go on the same juggling as each other, you know what I mean? So like Intense and Skillbang and things like that, but yeah, I just like work with good artists. I think everybody who is on the album is a great personality, or a great talent. Look on Suko Ward 21 is a great artist and great producer. Same thing with Left Side, great artist, great producer. Squash, great artist, great producer. You know what I mean? Surrounded, great artist, great producer. My DeMarco, who built DeMarco built the track. He built the track for me and Massacre and Skilly Bang, and he's a great artist and a great producer. So yeah, everybody who Junior Gang, a great artist and a great producer.
That's cause when me in Jamaica and like, you know, vicing or, you know, when me I see like the artists like vibing to a rhythm, like they basically like kind of come up right away, like at the spot, and they be like start flowing and
yes, bro.
That's like more like Jamaican style to me.
Yeah, you know, when I was an amateur artist, I used to write everything down in a book, and I think even in the poor them days and days like you know, songs like when we do Infiltrate and these songs. But when I did Give Me the Light, it was basically just a freestyle thing, and I love that so much that I started to write a lot of songs like that. You get a melody, and you know, the same thing that you're saying, it's coming off of the fly, and you kind of processing things in your brain, and it's really about who protests the words them in the freshest way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good stuff. It's not every day I will go studio that it click like that. Sometimes you have to kind of sit down and, you know, take a 2 days to kind of do over a song. But yeah, them a good little vibe, you know.
Okay.
Good little vibe. When we write like that, it's more natural, yeah.
Okay, cause like
art's supposed to reflect life, and you know, you don't get to write down everything in life and plan it out. Sometimes you have to just react, and when the rhythm hits you, you react that way there. And just like when I say Dutty Yeah, it's just something I was like, yeah, tell them it's Dutty Cup Crew coming right now. Dutty Yeah, you know what I mean? It's just a vibe.
This Live and Living album is definitely to me, it seems like you kind of bringing everybody together. Like unity, bro. I see like the unity, like, you know, one of the biggest problem, I mean, the words in the street is like a lot of artists would be like, yo, me no want Vice because him dep on the rhythm, or but because of your power, you be like, yo, my thing, just come in, and
yeah, bro, and
it's wonderful, man.
It worked. Thank you, bro. You know, a lot of people said to me, say, you know, it's only because you name so what you name, you know. And I'm like, well, then it's me to do it then, and show the example, say it can be done.
Yeah.
We don't have to be always going against each other, you know what I mean? Just because one man is moving forward and getting traction with public, you know, with the public.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean, say, the next one can uplift them and work with them at the same time and these things. So, you know what I mean? No jealousy towards the younger youth, them getting steam right now. And no arrogance towards the elders, them, you know what I mean? Like, big up Buju Banton on the album and established artists like people like, you know, Junior Gang, Suku from War 21, my father Serrani, people like you know, Sasko. And then the new school they on it, like Govy and Intense and Maska, Skilly Bang, Squash. Yeah, so I'm really proud of the work, and I would have loved to do certain thing like that a lot more. Cause enough times in dancehall, you'll have an artist break, and then him only kind of work with one or two bigger artists, and then he probably try put on one of them boy them. You know what I mean? When I'm G them that really need the help, and that's a great thing too. But to do an album like this, where each of these people I work with have certain numbers of people who follow them, and it is a good vibe, you know what I mean? None of the tune them is not garbage or trash. So yeah, I feel great about the project, bro. Respect.
Yes, so it's all about live and living right now in the streets.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, so one last message to your fans them globally.
Yeah, well, this is Sean Paul letting y'all know that you're checking out Sammy T, you know what I mean? The YouTube channel, that's where it be. We are featured today, Live and Living, my new album, featuring all kind of hardcore, great dancehall artists. I'm telling them about Scorcher, which is the next album to drop in May, which feature a whole heap of people from all about, like Sia, big up Gwen Stefani and Shen Stia in one song. Big up people like Jada Kingdom on the album, Junior Gang on that album as well. with Nicky Jam from the reggaeton world. Big up people like Stylo G, my bad, and also Tittle, which is the only rapper on that album. But the slight differences in the album don't mean that anyone hotter than or not hotter than the other. Both of them hot. You know what I mean? I want to big up Charlie Blacks that just put out a single with me. Also, big up the Marco who has a single with me. Masca and me have a next single coming on his album soon. Me and Shaggy and Spice have a tune named Down Low, Go Down in name. And that tune they're going to drop April the 30th. And also, big up Sasko who I work with in recent times. So me and Ragging King have a tune too, you know, so can look out for all them things there. Yeah, me and Ragging King, that coming out on Theme album. So look out for all them works there. You know what I mean?
Whole heap of work I come tune.
Yes, brother, man.
Yeah, man. So you're gonna say, yeah, so we are Sean Paul today. Thanks for the great interview. People look out for the Live and Living album that's out right now on all platforms, and also the Scorcher album that is coming out in May. People, two bad album in a this time frame. Mad thing.
Yeah, man. When I say fireball, you have to really mean it, you know. So we fireball them 2 times it. Man, so psychotic.
Yeah, man. Give thanks.
Give thanks. Yeah, Sammy, give thanks for the time. You don't know.
Respect.